Hey everyone! Today I'm introducing a hero who has no immunity, no invincibility, without true damage, and can't become untargetable. But he can summon enemy units to fight, has incredible sustain, and can heal from almost dead to full health with his enhanced basic attacks. Plus, he can ignore terrain and pass through walls. He is Augran. He can be a jungle or a fighter, but due to his skills and features make him more suitable for the jungle position. Same, just like my other hero guides, this video will be split into 3 parts. Part 1, Augran skills introduce, Part 2, Augran combo skills, and Part 3, items build, Arcana, tips, and gameplay. Without further ado, let's jump right into it. Part 1, Augran skills introduce. You don't have to read all the long descriptions anymore because WhiteCoffee has simplified them for you, making you all more convenient and easy to understand.
Oh my god! Wow!
Augran skills are straightforward, and so easy that even a 3-year-old baby after watching this video also could play immediately. Before we dive into his 3 skills, let's talk about his passive, Soul Resonance. Overall, Augran relies on his skills output first, then only relies on his basic attacks for output all the damage. His basic attack is quite special. It's similar to Ming's first skill Carefree, like carrying your children or your pets. It auto-connects to the enemy, and if the distance is out of your basic attack range, it will break. The longer the resonance stays connected, the higher the attack rate. When the resonance start connects or end connect, it deals 100% magic damage, but in between, it only deals 40% magic damage. You can move and attack simultaneously, and attack speed items make his basic attacks faster. During Seer state form, his basic attacks can execute enemies with less than 10% health, pulling them into the sky and smashing them down, making you feel like you're playing a roller coaster ride. Now the question comes. What is the Seer state form? Let's look at his 3 skills. First skill, Path of Passing. You can control by will where you want to output this skill. Once output, it will create a path that deals magic damage to enemies. If it hits the walls, it forms a bridge, giving Augran a 50% speed boost while walking on its path. This skill ignores terrain, allowing Augran to pass through the walls. You can start from the red monster cross to the mid tower. You can direct the cross to the enemies, steal their red monster, and come back. And you can direct cross 3 walls. However, it can't cross through certain walls like Nuwa's second skill Box Block or Ada Ultimate. When your first skill ends or you manually end it, Augran will gain Seer state form, enabling him to execute enemies with less than 10% health. Once you successfully execute the enemies, it will extend the duration by 4 seconds again per kill. This makes him very handsome when during the team fight, as he can continuously execute enemies. Second skill, Death's Precipice. This skill creates a life-death border, dealing damage to the enemies and marking the enemy's maximum of up to 3 enemies. When enemies touch the dead branches on the border, it will reduce their movement speed up to 50% for 1 second, allowing Augran to enhance basic attack and heal himself. Besides that, when you output your second skill to those monsters, it will knock back the monsters. Remember, this knockback is only effective for monsters and minions.
Okay.
Third skill, also known as Ultimate, Conductor of Souls. Augran flies to the sky and continues to fly to space. Upon landing, will deal some damage to the enemies by knocking back and some recovery healing. He can copy up to 3 enemy spirits for 8 seconds to assist Augran. These spirits are invincible, untargetable, can attack the enemies and heal Augran, can push towers, and provide vision as well. During his ultimate, Augran enters seer state form, allowing him to execute enemies with less than 10% health. That's all for Augran's skills. Very easy to understand, right? Now we go to the part about Augran combo skills. Augran combo skills is super simple. You just need to remember 1, 3, 2. Use the first skill to dive into the team fight, then ultimately to smash them. Try to smash as much as you can, and follow up with the second skill to mark enemies. After that, what to do? Huh? Of course. Keep smashing the attack button. That's it.
Oh God, please, no! No!
Come to part 3, our last part, Augran items build, Arcana, tips and tracks, and gameplay. For items build, you can follow these items. For the Pure Sky is flexible, you may change Pure Sky to Cuirass of Savagery. If there is a lot of attack speed enemies like Lamb or Marco Polo, you can change to Ominous Premonition. If there is a lot of mage heroes like Mage Midlane Hero with Sima E Jungle and Hino and Clash Lane within match, then you may change to Eye of the Phonics. So you need to depend on the situation to build your items. This set of items build is more out damage output. Come to Arcana, follow this setup, 8 Beast Scar, 2 Stealth, 10 Eagle Eye, 10 Calamity.
Okay.
Tips for Augran, first skill, when Augran path reaches the end, actually you still can pass through nearby 360-degree walls, but once you pass you can't come back anymore. So be cautious of enemy ambushes. Tips for second skill, even if your swings miss the enemy, you can still trigger the healing effect, but try to don't miss it. Besides that, once you output your second skill, you can see the border will have the root. Does this root look familiar? Therefore, we can use this route to explore the brush whether there are hiding enemies or not. If the route disappears, which means there is an enemy hiding inside the brush. I know this is not much helping, because mostly this distance enemies will initial their ambush attack. Unless you are separated by a wall to explore the brush. Tips for ultimate. The copy of enemy spirits can trigger some enemy passives, like Luban 7 is basic attacks passive, or Dr. Bien is poison attack, or Woyen passive which can petrify enemies. So be smart to use his ultimate. Now come to Augran gameplay, also our last tutorial. When the start of the game, if you don't plan to invade the enemy red buff, then you may start as usual with the second skill first. Basic attack, pull the blue buff out, use the second skill on nearby monsters, and clear them together quickly. Use the first skill to keep across all the walls and clear the remaining monsters. And by level 4, follow the 1, 3, 2 combo skills to gank those enemies. If you diving a tower kill those enemies, for Augran, you don't need to walk a big circle to escape, be smart. Wait until the first skill cooldown is over then pass back to your safe areas. This will be the safe way. That's the complete guide for Augran. If you have other Augran tips to share, please leave a comment below. We can discuss it together. If this video helps you, please give a like. Your support motivates me. I'm WhiteCoffee, a chatty king of Honor of Kings player. Subscribe to me for more Honor of Kings tips and tracks. See you in the next video. Bye, my friend.